And a good thing I won that one because I didn't win the baseball game.
What a wild night in baseball, John.
A wild night in baseball, and we're about to get into that. But also, at halftime, the comeback for the Warriors at half, they were down by like 10 points, something like that. They were getting killed. 12 points, I think, actually, at half. Well, the comeback for them to win at home, and the NBA is a game of runs, was plus 280. So I said, man, I got to throw a little Skrilla down on that junt. Come back 280, little home action with the Warriors. The third quarter, they got there and go outscore them, I think, 40-19.
It was crazy.
They beat I'm dancing. I'm like, yeah. And then in the fourth quarter, like all that, the Warriors, 6 turnovers in the first 3 quarters of the ball game, 5 in the fourth quarter. Like, damn, man. Like, protect the ball and make some smart shots. When you get a steal, you don't have to pull up for 3, especially when you can get to the rack. They are very good, but they are also very frustrating, especially when you have money on them and they don't close the
I bet that is frustrating.
Because, boy, in the third quarter, I was counting my money.
Oh,
I was like, I'm the smartest guy in the world. The NBA, you got to take plus. It's a game of runs. Speaking of runs, boy, the Phillies couldn't score.
Man.
They batted, 160 with runners in scoring positions between games 3 and 7?
They were pathetic with runners on the base pad.
Would they leave 6? What were they, 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 last night with runners in scoring positions?
Let me look up the exact
Actually,
number.
that was, I think, going into the 7th inning. It could have been even worse.
I'm sure it was. I mean, if you watched the game, it seemed like every time they were up to bat, they had an opportunity to get a runner in and just couldn't. It was crazy.
So,
shout out to the D-backs, though.
This is what I'm about to get into. Again, we got NBA basketball tonight. Grizzlies are in action. We had a little NBA action last night. We're going to discuss some of it. Again, LeBron James, by the way, for his 21st season, homie still looks so great. Did you see him when he took off and went coast to coast? And by the way, y'all know I ain't the biggest LeBron fan.
No, you're not.
Because I'm Team MJ. You know what I'm saying? Dude, there's only one airness. And there's only
John,
one.
No pushback from me.
Yeah, good. Now,
1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. By the way.
1 for 10 last night?
Yeah, how about that?
Man, that's just a heartbreak.
10 opportunities to score. That's incredible.
And the only person that got the, what was it? Was it Stott? Who was it that got the double to score? Anyway.
Real Muto.
Was it JT?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
He was 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position last night.
Good job, JT. At least somebody did something.
What do you think about this new kind of LeBron only playing 29 minutes?
I think it's the first game of the season. I think it makes sense.
Well, Darvin Ham said that could be the norm going.
Probably
going
till
forward.
the end of January.
Wow, you think that long?
I'm just saying, I get it. Nobody really watches the NBA till after Christmas anyway. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I don't give a damn about the NBA till Christmas Day. I really don't. I don't give a damn.
I always call Christmas the unofficial opening day for the NBA.
I mean, I do too, but I don't know if you know this. I can only do so much.
You can only watch so many
I'm
things.
mainlining college football.
Did you watch either of the games last night, John?
The college football games? Actually, hell no, I
was about to say, I didn't watch them. I didn't watch the second
Game 7 in the baseball. I had money on Phillies.
We had opening night in basketball.
We had opening night, and I'm not going to lie, I love watching the Lakers lose.
And what else did we have, John?
And then we had the Warriors late night.
That's not what I was talking about.
Well, I was going to say, and I had plus 280 Warriors at a half. Man, I watched that second half so intently.
And then what else do we have last night, John?
It's Tuesday night. Let me guess. Scrubs or
the
something.
The NHL Frozen Frenzy, John.
Oh, man, hockey.
Man, we had a great night betting hockey last night.
Is Scrubs a show still?
I'm not Jay Morgan, so I can't answer
that
question.
He would know these things. I don't know where I even pulled that out.
That's where I fall short of Jay Morgan, is I cannot tell you jack about TV shows or movies.
But you do have a nice hairline.
I do have much better hair than Jay Morgan. That is one thing I got him on.
Hey, Jay's a good-looking dude.
He is a good-looking dude.
Just hair deficient.
I mean, hey, I don't want to pile on the man, but you said it.
Hey, he loves bald people. Jay could be the next Vin Diesel.
I was about to say there's some great bald people out there. I mean, Vin Diesel being one of them.
There's also Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
He's a crazy bald person.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I don't even know how I got off on this little sidebar. I do need to bring back up baseball because I wanted to ask you this, and I really was pondering this last night. Has the expanded playoffs made baseball better? Regular season, yes. Regular season, I 100% agree. More teams are fighting. It means more longer. It's not quite locked up. But I really do want you to think about this. You know who's playing in the Fall Classic?
The D-backs and the Rangers, John.
The D-backs and the Rangers. Now, if you would have picked this before the season, you'd be extremely rich. This is the first time that both teams were outside of 60-1 odds to win the championship. But the thing is I mean, by the way, did you know Texas finished 4th last year? We're 68-94. Arizona was 4th last year in the West. They were 74-88. These two teams, man, take your victory lap. I'm extremely proud of you. Y'all did great. Y'all turned y'all seasons around. This is awesome. But is this really the best teams in baseball? Or is it the teams that just are the hottest at this current time? I can't argue necessarily with the American League. The Rangers, the Astros, the American League was a juggernaut.
Yeah.
But the Braves, the Dodgers I know had no pitching. The Braves had a bunch of injuries. But it's kind of like the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, I mean, Evan Longoria, I love. Carroll, I love. Corbin Carroll, bad mamma jamma. But it just feels so weird to sit there and say that the Arizona Diamondbacks, 84-78 on the season, 16-game fewer wins than the Dodgers, fewer wins than the Brewers, than the Braves, than the Phillies, than basically everybody and their grandmother, same record as the Miami Marlins. The fact that this Diamondbacks team is here just kind of makes me wonder if expanding the wild card is the best. Because, again, right now the Diamondbacks, you cannot argue, are the hottest team in baseball. They just won 2 at Citizens Bank Ballpark after falling down on their face 0-2 when they were in Philly. They swept the Dodgers. They swept the Brewers. They are playing hella good baseball. And in the regular season, like they didn't finish all that good.
I think you can make an argument. We had the arguments early in the wild card and stuff of when you have like a whole week off that's clearly hurting teams. The Braves, the Dodgers.
Yeah, because you play every day.
Right.
Baseball is a game of consistency.
I think you can also make an argument that these teams that are having to fight for a playoff spot are coming in, like you said, as the hotter teams.
They come in as the hotter team.
They have to be so competitive those last games. They have that winning mindset the last days of the season because if they don't win those games, they are the last days of their season. So I think there's part of that, too, if they're just coming in. They've been competitive for the last month trying to even make the playoffs, and that just keeps rolling because they don't get that whole off week.
And by the way, let's be real. Like, Marte was out of control during the series.
He was so good.
He won the MVP, didn't he? I didn't. Once the game was over, I switched it over.
I'm exactly like
I
you.
will say this. I'm willing to guarantee right here without knowing for sure it's got to be Marte. Look it up for me.
It was Marte.
Man,
yeah.
I was going to say it had to be. My man was nuts. Corbin Carroll, great. You know them. Of course, you know Moreno because I talk about him, the young catcher who I think is going to be good. Christian Walker's been at first forever. Tommy Pham doesn't really do it. Evan Longoria has been playing ball for so long.
Sure has.
Gurriel Jr. Like when I think about this team, and I also think about this pitching staff, I'm just like, how the hell they do it? How did a rookie fat go into Citizens Bank Ballpark and do what he did last night other than just...
He's been good in the playoffs.
He has been good.
Surprisingly so, but he has been good.
Yeah, he really has.
And then you got guys like Alec Thomas came up. What was that, 2 games ago, and he had a big hit. And that's a guy that is a rotation guy. I mean, he isn't even an everyday starter.
Nope.
That I like a lot. But
hell,
it's just
Ginkel, that
everybody.
dude. Nobody knew who Ginkel was until this postseason. I mean, he was a closer in the minors last year. Mm-hmm. Came up this year. They bring in Sewald.
Oh man, Paul Sewald.
By the way, Paul Sewald, who looks just like the mailman,
blows my mind that the Mariners ever even considered
got rid of
trading
it.
him
Yeah,
away.
it's pretty bad. But he's going out there and he's just not giving up runs. He's not giving up hit. Ginkel struck out 3. Got Bryce Harper to pop up with runners on first and seconds and 2 outs. I mean, struck out Trey Turner before that. It was a very, very, very interesting game last night. But I just have been wondering, by expanding the wild card, do we really now crown the best team in baseball? I'm not sure. 901-360-8255. What do you think? 901-360-8255. Is it the best team in baseball, or is it just the hottest team at the right time?
Good question.
That's just something I was thinking about last night.
Something to ponder.
Something to ponder. Now, it is set. We do have the Fall Classic getting ready to gear up. First game is this Friday, 7 o'clock on the Fox. By the way, Fox has got to be pissed.
Xfinity users, are they still
No.
in Fox?
We got it back like last week.
Heck yeah.
As much as I was complaining about it,
Yeah.
Xfinity called and they're like, we're giving in.
Heck yeah.
I wish
That's
that was
awesome.
the case. But no, the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, they are starting the first game. Man, first game is this Friday, correct?
Sure is.
Friday. It's on Fox.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is do you think like the amount of money that Fox has spent is excited about the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, or Texas
Probably
and
not.
Arizona? If this was the Final Four and you had the Texas Longhorns against the Arizona Wildcats, this would be a hella Final Four, wouldn't it?
Sure would be. It might be those are two teams that could very well be in my Final Four this year.
But man, when you talk about baseball, I just don't know. It just kind of doesn't. I mean, the Diamondbacks, of course, they beat the Yankees back in the day. You remember that at all?
Yeah.
Gonzo hit up the middle off Mariano Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
So they got them a championship. Rangers never have.
Nope.
I don't know. We'll talk a lot of baseball this week as we get prepared for the Fall Classic. First game, by the way, Rangers minus 170 for the series. The Rangers are minus 185 for the series. So the Diamondbacks, this will be the fourth time in the playoffs that they are the underdog. Right now, underdog's winning. Isn't there an underdog cartoon? I know there's a Mighty Mouse.
There's a movie, isn't there?
Underdog?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something. Underdog.
No,
man.
it was. I think it was a cartoon, and then they made it a movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk any movie references anymore. I realize you're not Jay.
I'm not. You're right.
It's okay.
I don't watch movies.
It's okay. I just need you got a hat on. I can't tell your hairline, and that's you.
I'm sorry. I didn't wear a hat yesterday, and you were very good.
Thank
So
you.
maybe I just need to stop wearing hats.
Thank you. Today, also at 12 o'clock, we have Russell Copeland. That means we're going to talk a lot of NFL football. Tons of stuff to discuss. I mean, 7 weeks in, they're in the books, man. They're in the books. What do we know? To be honest with you, I don't think we know jack. I really don't. Everybody's, the Eagles are good, they're great. Eagles. Man, I remember this Eagles team that struggled mightily early in the season. Did they look good last week? Yes, they did. They beat a Dolphins team that I think is extremely overrated. Extremely. Again, we talked about it earlier this week. If you look at the Miami Dolphins record, who they've played, they ain't played jack, son. Like, they really have been. It's been embarrassing. The Dolphins have beat the Chargers, who are 2-4. They beat the Patriots, who are 2-5. The Broncos, who are 2-5. The Giants, who are 2-5. And the Panthers, who are 0-6. They haven't beat a team with a winning record this year. By the way, the teams that they've beaten, that is a crazy record. That's 8 wins and 25 losses. 8-25 is the record of the teams they've beaten. They lost to the Bills and the Eagles, both losses by 14 or more points. So I don't know what we know about the Dolphins. I don't know what we know about the Eagles. Again, the Eagles barely beat the Patriots, barely beat the Vikings, won in overtime against Washington, lost to the damn Jets. So what do we know in the National Football League? I don't know, but I'm hoping that Russell Copeland knows, because I'm not sure how great Dallas is. I don't know the Eagles. San Francisco's lost two in a row. Brock Purdy does look like the last pick in the NFL draft. I know Debo's hurt. I know Trent ain't playing. But damn, they still loaded. They still loaded. And on Monday night, you let Kirk Cousins go out there and show you up like it's nothing. You know he don't play good after, 3:30. Well, he did on that great vaunted defense. So
Sure
I don't know.
did.
I don't know. And I don't know if the Lions, after the Lions got their butts
Oh,
whipped.
man. What was that?
I will say it is the Lamar effect, I think.
Yeah.
Teams that have played Lamar Jackson for the very first time that have ever seen him, 15-1 against him.
That's the first time the Lions have played
Baltimore.
Jackson?
It's the first time that the Lions have seen Lamar Jackson.
Really?
And what happened the first time they saw him? They got waxed.
That's hard to believe.
First time you see Lamar Jackson and you're a defensive coordinator, you ain't got nobody on your scout team that can play and mimic what Lamar Jackson is going to give you. You just can't. So they usually, like the first time you play the Ravens, you getting whacked, son, because that defense is going to get beat up. 15-1, first time they play a team in the NFC. That is. I'm bringing up the NFC because they've played everybody the AFC. Right. You only pick four a year.
Sure, but that's still. I mean, he's been in the league a handful of years now. It's still surprising that they've never seen him.
Pretty impressive.
But I guess that's more of a knock on how the scheduling works in the NFL.
But we got a million things to discuss today. I do want to remind you this whole first hour is brought to you by the great people over at Scooters Plus. Why don't you be your kid's hero? Why don't you go over there to Scooters Plus at 3425 Summer Avenue and check out all the gear they got? And they've got it all. And I mean, I'm talking about four-wheelers. They got the little ones for the kids. They got the little e-bikes, all the way up to big ATVs and UTVs and side-by-sides and street bikes and motorcycles and dirt bikes. They got some scooters. They got golf carts, too. Can't get you a DUI in a golf cart. Just go look at every single golf. Like right now, somebody's playing golf, drinking a cold one, driving around a golf cart. Take that bad boy down to Pickwick. Take that bad boy over to Sardis or Heber. Get you a golf cart. Change your life. We got a golf cart at Pickwick.
Really? Do you?
Once I get down to Pickwick, man, I wear that junk out because I ain't driving nothing except for that golf cart. You can go get all those wonderful things at 3425 Summer Avenue and be your kid's hero. Right now, you can go over to Scooters Plus. They have financing options available. Plus, they have layaway. You put 25% down, pay on it up till Christmas. Bing, bang, boom. Santa Claus picks that bad boy up, drops it down the chimney, and your kids are freaking out the next morning. Scooters Plus, parts, repairs, sales, and service. We got Dustin Starr on the other side. Sports 56. Don't forget, if you can be here by 2 o'clock, got two tickets for the Grizzlies. $25 gift card to Ferraro's Pizza at 111 Jackson Avenue. $2 beer is the best pizza in town. But all you got to do is call 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. First caller gets the tickets. Back in two shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. There's no better time of the year than now. Football and fitness go hand in hand in the fall. And with individual screens on each piece of cardio and multiple big screens throughout the rest of the club, you'll never miss a bit of the action watching your favorite team. ATC Fitness continues to be the Mid-South's choice for fitness, family-owned for 30 years, and proud supporters of Coach Silverfield and the Memphis Tigers. Join online at atcfitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. What's the Genesis secret? Our owner was born and raised in the diamond industry in Tel Aviv. After selling wholesale to high-end jewelry retailers for years, he hated the insane markups they were getting away with. So he stopped selling to the stores and started selling direct to the public. That philosophy is still a core part of Genesis DNA as we continue to sell the highest quality diamonds at true no middleman direct importer prices. With international connections and massive buying power, Genesis has what it takes to beat anyone else's price every day on every diamond. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar and Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Basketball's back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. And with DraftKings parlays, everybody's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, code HERD, H-E-R-D. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with a code HERD, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, and Louisiana. 21 plus. Age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Go where the season takes you, and it'll take you to huge savings at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Be packed with power in 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. 37 MPG combined, $18,755 or $199 a month. Ready for adventure? 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $25,595 or $299 a month. Plus 7 seating and top safety pick 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV, $32,185 or $399 a month. And every new Gossett Mitsubishi is equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months, 500 military rebate, loyalty, conquest rebate, 500 G4, RHFO 1918, MSRP 19255, Sport, PU 15137, MSRP 26595, Outlander RZ 006545, MSRP 33185, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again. Yo,
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Brian Dacus is hanging out with me. We got Johnny Hill in the house as well. And yes, the tickets are gone. 901-360-8255. My man Matt Fields called in and said, "Give me them tickets, man. And I love cheap beer and great pizza." So he's heading down to Ferraro's at 111 Jackson, and he's going to watch the Grizzlies and the Pelicans tonight. Now, it is time for us to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk a little wrestling. Yep. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Grizzlies because my man's going to be downtown tonight. First game back. I'm sure he's got some new amazing kicks on. I think he said he got some new jaws or something, man. But first and foremost, what's up, Dustin?
What is going on? Happy game day.
Man, happy game day. You know,
how crazy is that?
It is crazy because I bought, I can't even go tonight because I bought tickets a while back to Lucas Nelson. Didn't realize that it was Grizzlies opening night. You know, it's kind of one of them things.
You had to make a choice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already paid for the tickets. You know, my girlfriend's expecting to go. I got 12 people meeting me, you know, so I'm like, shoot.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a packed house tonight. I think everybody's fired up, and you're right, man. I got 2 new pairs of jaws that I put on my feet only one time just for the photo shoot for the Grizzlies, and I can't wait to put them on tonight and head out on the court, man. It's going to be electric.
Are you saving the other pair of jaws for the return after 25 games?
Well, I don't know. I was kind of thinking of getting some midnight. But I hear the price tag on those bad boys will probably get me in some trouble with my lovely Maria. So I don't know.
I'm going to tell you a secret. Just go get her hair done. Get her nails done. Man, she won't care. As long as you do that, man, I know if I'm ever in trouble, just get her appointment at the hair place where they're going to do something. I don't know. Just cost a lot of money and get her nails done. She always forgives me.
Well, we've been kind of easing our way into it, you know. So, we've had some rehearsals, and I think we've had some team building stuff where we did some improv, which it was actually a lot of fun out on Playhouse on the Square. And
what'd
just
you do?
Getting ready. Well, the Grizzlies, they do team building and they do training and all that stuff. I didn't know this. Even during the off season, we'll get together. I think this time was I think I'm getting it right. Playhouse on the Square. It's down on Union Avenue. Anyways, we did some improv stuff that was a lot of fun. Of course, you're always keeping your eye out for swag and shoes leading up to the new season. We did photo shoots and all that kind of stuff. And so we've already been sending some text messages this morning like, oh, we're all fired up. So whatever they have planned, should be really good way to kick off the season.
Man. Well, are you okay? And again, I'm going to get to wrestling. I promise.
No, yeah, I got you.
But you weren't one of the people out there calling for Dwight Howard to become a Grizzly after Steven Adams went down, were you?
Man, let me tell you, my birthday was on Sunday, and I woke up.
Happy birthday.
At my phone. Thank you. I looked at my phone, and the first thing I saw, I think, was an ESPN notification talking about Aquaman being out. And I was like, oh, no, what happened? What happened the last 24 hours? How did this even – because that's one of the things that we talk about, is that we lost Steven Adams at the end of last season, and we got him back now. And now the only thing that intrigued me about Dwight Howard was he is very much a gimmick. Like he – on Instagram Lives and all that kind of stuff, and wherever he's playing, he's always like having fun. It's very wrestler-like, if you ask me. He's always making people talk about him. So I don't know that the Grizzlies would be interested in Dwight, but I remember growing up watching him, Superman. That dude was jacked. So he's still tearing it up too, man.
He is over in Taiwan? Is that where he was playing basketball last year? Dacus, are you going to listen to me? Was he playing in Taiwan?
Yes, he was. Sorry, John, I passed the baton over.
I know, but when I say Dacus, that means I'm speaking to you.
I'm teaching over here. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay, my bad. Let me get back to you educating people. But man, I don't know though. The thing for me that was so funny, I guess, is because I was watching the X and all the discussion from a bunch of people who are worried about the Grizzlies, and they were all talking Dwight Howard. Oh, they got to get Dwight Howard. And then I'm like, man, I don't think people really know what's going down with Dwight Howard right now. I take it you're one of them who didn't.
I don't know all the details. I mean, he's been out of the NBA spotlight for a little bit, but I do know he's been playing really well wherever it is that he's playing. Just because I follow the X and I scroll through and I see stuff, and he's always trying to recruit LeBron and whoever to come play with him. But honestly, I don't think that we need something like Dwight Howard coming to the team. I think that who we have is going to be. Now, I do think that they'll probably make some sort of move. And again, I'm the game ops guy. I throw free T-shirts. I don't.
Just get in Zach Kleiman's ear and tell him to get somebody.
I'll make sure. I'll throw a T-shirt to him with a note attached on the inside.
Well, the reason I'm going to bring this up is last time is just because I'm just a child and I love to do things that I think are funny. And I was sitting there going, oh, everybody's wanting Dwight Howard. I mean, my man Brian Dacus, Monday was like, hey, man, Dwight Howard's available. And all I had to say is, I don't know how available Dwight is.
I said people had been saying that. I wasn't saying that.
But see, Dwight had to go to court. Dwight's going to court right now. He's trying to get the case dismissed.
Oh.
But Dwight is in court because he has been accused of sexually assaulting a man and forcing him to do things on Mr. Howard. Yeah. So
I think the last thing Memphis needs is another story. So I would say that's pretty much not going to happen.
Yeah, I would say no. I just was like, nah, man, I don't know if that's going to work too well. But anyway, back to Little Grizzlies. They're back in action tonight. Go down there to FedEx Forum. Stop by Ferrara's Pizza at 111 Jackson. Get you some beer and some pizza. Head on over there. See my man Dustin Starr. He's going to be tearing it up tonight, and hopefully the Grizzlies get a big dub. They're currently 1.5-point favorite over the New Orleans Pelicans. Now it's time to get into a little wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
So first and foremost, I got to know. Thank you, by the way, for bringing in Jeff Jarrett. That was awesome. I really
Jeff is great.
That was awesome.
I mean, just from top to bottom. I mean, whether you're going to Lebaner or going to Sports 56 or FedEx Forum to do marketing stuff, I don't know that there's a guy that's better for that. I mean, especially seeing him interact with the kids at Lebaner, and they played like a little game show. We'll have some footage that's going to go out on Memphis Wrestling this week. Just really, really cool stuff. I mean, a guy that struggled and fought and won against addiction. His first wife, passed away, unfortunately, of breast cancer. He has kids that are young and kids that are going into college coming up pretty soon. So the guy has seen every single bit of life. And then for him to be, 57 years old in the best physical condition of his life, in my opinion, and his too, to go and put on a spectacular match at AEW, a Memphis street fight against Eddie Kingston, I thought it was awesome. So big shout out to Jeff Jarrett. I look forward to bringing Jeff at some point to come down and do some Memphis wrestling stuff with us. But, just being around Jeff, you got to learn something.
You're going to learn something. One, about he's got such a positive attitude. Like you said.
Especially somebody like me that's doing something that he has done for many years, promoting wrestling and owning a company and putting on television shows. Like, just talking to him about it, I'm like filing away knowledge in my
brain.
Pick
that brain.
Okay, maybe that'll help me one day. Check, even listening to his podcast and talking about viewership and syndication and stuff. And he talks about this on his podcast. And so I learned from that as well. So always great to have Jeff in. But AEW was awesome. That was great. Man, FedEx Forum was rocking and rolling. I think one of the things that reached the beast, my 3-year-old liked the most, was the fire. They had all this pyro going the whole time. It was really cool.
Man, that is so awesome. And also, like, again, you brought him in. They gave me a bunch of tickets to give away. I gave away some tickets to a bachelor party. These dudes were texting me, like, the next day, like, oh, it was the best damn night ever.
Oh, man, you can drink some beer and watch some wrestling. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, it really doesn't. And by the way, speaking of drinking some beer, watching some wrestling, maybe eating some Q, what you got going over at Memphis Wrestling, my man?
Man, this Sunday we are back live, so we're going to do a big television taping with a couple of AEW stars. They're coming back. I know they were here last week, but you might not have got to meet them and dab them up and get some pictures and all that kind of stuff. So this coming Sunday, 12:30's VIP, 1:45 bell time. Go to memphiswrestling.tv. You'll see it right at the top. If you click that, and when you purchase your tickets, if you use the code word ELITE at checkout, you'll save $5. You can get in and watch Memphis Wrestling for as little as $5. Of course, Corky's Barbecue will be in the house. Last time we had FedEx Forum in the house. So you never know who's going to be there at Memphis Wrestling, but it's all going down this Sunday. And also this Saturday and Friday on television is our Halloween Spooktacular. So every year we do the big Halloween show, and I've proofed the episode already, and it's already delivered. It is really, really fun. Really fun Halloween episode coming up. And you can watch it first on Friday night, 11 p.m. on Action News 5+. That's the only place that you can watch Memphis Wrestling early on Friday is on Action News 5+. And then again on Saturday, you can do it on all of our different syndications, including YouTube.
All right. Got to know, man. How many people were dressed up? Was it wild?
It was wild. Everybody. I mean, it's kind of weird because we do 3 TV tapings. So you kind of tell everybody, hey, bring your costume for that second episode. And, man, they wore the costume first, second, and third episode. So all 3 of these shows kind of look a little Halloween-like. But if you also watch Memphis Wrestling on a regular basis, you know that our fans usually dress up anyway. There is no telling what you're going to see in the audience one day to the next, but especially on Halloween. If I had to guess, I would say probably 90% of the audience. And it was sold out, too, so about 90% of the audience had costumes on. You'll see a hot dog in the audience. You'll see a banana. I mean, there was all sorts of really good costumes. Maria, I don't know. Should I give it away?
Man, it's coming up on Friday. Oh, are there already pictures?
There's a couple pictures. She was Macho Maria, and I am Mr. Elizabeth.
Oh, my God.
Put that out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she do the, oh, yeah?
She did. She kind of, in the wrestling business, we call it going into business for yourself. So what she did is she didn't even really talk to me about it. She just went and got her Macho Maria costume. And so I go, well, what am I supposed to be now? And she was like, well, be Hulk Hogan. And I said, well, people don't like Hulk Hogan because of some things he said. Who else? And so, so we're thinking of other, and I go, well, the perfect match is Miss Elizabeth. And she's like, good, put on a dress. So I was kind of like, all right, so how could I do Miss Elizabeth without wearing a dress and wig and makeup?
You wore a
stuff?
bikini.
So, no, that probably wouldn't get the ratings.
I don't think that. I think that would have made you would have had like the blurred out vision on a few of those shots.
Oh my gosh, I need to sit at the desk if I'm doing that. Don't stand up. But it was a good time. You know, we always have fun. I think we've got one more Halloween costume to do for trick-or-treating, and I think we're going to be Bluey. You know who Bluey is?
Bluey?
It's the cartoon.
Oh, Blue's Clues.
No, it's Bluey. It's a dog named Bluey. And he's got
well, I figured maybe Bluey was Blue's Clues the dog.
No, but that would be a good costume. I could totally be the guy with the notebook. What's his name? Gosh. I watch it every day. But anyways, yeah, we're going to be bluey for Halloween coming up in the next couple of days.
Not bad, not bad. Now, also, what's going on with you have some small business Saturday thing going down? What's that?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. This Saturday is Small Business Saturday. It's at the YMCA in Whitehaven. And so you can come out and get some discounted Memphis Wrestling tickets, meet some of the stars of Memphis Wrestling. But then also, this is about small businesses. You guys, Memphis Wrestling is a small business, locally owned and operated here in Memphis, Tennessee. And so we'll be out there supporting other small businesses and just having fun. It's free to the public. So from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, you can come out and meet us. There'll be some championship belts there and all kinds of stuff. So that's coming up free on Saturday.
Man,
yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
That will be a lot of fun, man. Dustin, I know you're the busiest man in show business. You got the Grizzlies tonight. You got you're going to be showing your Halloween Spooktacular on Friday and Saturday. You got the small business thing going over in the Haven on Saturday. Then you shooting another taping on Sunday, correct?
Yes, Sunday. Also, we have another Grizz game on Friday. So we got 2 home games this week, which, man, that's really gearing us up because those games are going to come. And then, of course, in November, the Memphis Hustle will start playing. And that's the developmental team for the Grizzlies. So there's going to be a lot of basketball coming up, a lot of fun Memphis wrestling coming up as well.
First 2 home games, though, are pretty awesome. I mean, you get the Pelicans tonight, and then you get the defending champs on Friday.
Yeah, no, that's a really good way to start things. And I feel like the forum's going to be packed to the rafters on these. There's a lot of excitement, even with the injury or even with Ja being out, there's still a ton of excitement because the team was so good, even without key players last year. Of course, we're going to get Brandon Clark back. I don't know what the timetable on him is, but I know we need him back worse than ever now with Aquaman being gone. So it'll be good to see Pete there. It'll be good to see Fish there. It'll be good to see all the guys and gals that, put everything together, get the team back together tonight.
Man, it's gonna be a hot one. Now, do me a big favor, tell everybody what you got else like a little bit last thing, because everybody needs to follow you at Dustin Starr with 2 R's. Make sure you got it locked in, saved on your browser, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Always remember, right now you can save $5 if you just go and check out and find out what the code word is. It's Elite this week. Check it out. What else you got coming down the pipe, Dustin?
Man, all of it is going to be at the website. I mean, we are busy with basketball. We're busy with wrestling. And then also we're still making announcements of upcoming events and stuff. We're getting really close to 2024. So you'll start seeing some of the announcements come out about our schedule, which we will have I think we will have more events in 2024 than we've had in any other year with Memphis Wrestling. So big shout out to all the supporters. And, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're sharing something on social media, we really appreciate it. But it's growing, and we're going to continue to rock and roll, man.
Man,
also keep your eyes peeled too, because there's going to be a wrestling night at some point coming up with these Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh,
we're gonna mollywop somebody coming up.
Last year was fun, man. Last year's was awesome. They got down up in that ring.
Man, I think all the years have something special about them. When you're looking back from the guys like Ric Flair, Scott Hall, who's passed away since then, Jeff Jarrett. Hey, one of the cool things about Jeff is I know that when he was in the studio talking about his struggles with addiction and stuff, his first appearance back after getting out of rehab was the Memphis Grizzlies wrestling night, and immediately following that, like 2 weeks later, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stories. Hey, I think that's a whole podcast that we can do, actually.
Man, I think you're right.
Talking about these wrestling nights. But, yep, tip-off is tonight, and I cannot wait. Get there early so you can see the countdown, because me, BLJ, and Sydney are going to be holding it down before the game and then also during the game.
Man, be blessed, Star. We'll do it again next week, my brother.
All right. I will see you Friday because you're not going to be there.
I'll be there Friday.
Right?
I'm going to be there to see the defending champs. I can tell you that.
All right. Go Grizz. You're there to see the Grizzlies, not the defending champs.
Oh, no, I'm there to see the Grizzlies. But, I don't have any tickets to nothing. I already said no to a Halloween party. I'm going to see the Grizzlies beat the Nuggets.
Yes.
That is Dustin Stars. We got to take a quick time out. Russell Copeland's coming up at 12 o'clock on the other side. I got a little sneak attack. Sports 56, 98.5
FM. Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Wow, I feel good. Shopping at DriveMax. DriveMax, you get value.
Need a car that screams I feel good? DriveMax has it all. From cars to SUVs, find a tightly inspected used car that'll have you dancing all the way home. Call 901-664-2424 or visit DriveMaxApproval.com.
DriveMax, I got approved.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Pizza lovers and sports fanatics, Ferraro's Pizzeria is your Sunday ticket headquarters. Catch every pro game on multiple big screen TVs while enjoying $2 beers, $9 beer buckets, and mouth-watering pizza. We're talking the cheesiest, most delicious New York pizzas in town with all your favorite toppings. What are you waiting for? Grab your family and friends and get to Ferraro's, corner of Jackson and Main, just east of the Pyramid. Enjoy every pro game at Ferraro's Pizzeria and Cheesy Corner, your game day destination.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE $678, $6055, MSRP $21,610, Nero P5017859, MSRP $41,090, EV6 P5017859, MSRP $49,687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I got Brian Dacus, Johnny Hill in the house. Thanks to Dustin Starr on the other side. We talked all kinds of wrestling. And we also talk about the Grizzlies. Open up the season tonight. They play the Pelicans. It's a big game, man. Then don't forget the Nuggets. They play on Friday. That's a big, big game, man. NBA season is back. You might not be ready, but damn it, it's ready for you. Speaking of ready, Michigan seems like they're ready. They're willing and they're able when their opponents, when they know what their opponent's going to do. Jim Harbaugh a couple years ago was going to be fired. Everything was going south. All of a sudden, he goes out there and hires an Marine intelligence officer who has no football experience, puts him on the staff, and then all of a sudden, since he's been hired on the staff, they go 33-3. Pretty dead gum good. Pretty good. Ryan Day, a lot of the people in the Big Ten are upset. But the wheels are now coming off all over the country. All over the country. I'm talking about people, like conspiracy theories pop up all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just part of life. It's what happens. Conspiracy theories. But did you hear anything about how now you have, I can use the Vols fan as just one simple explanation. A lot of the, people were saying like this story completely is gross. So Michigan sign stealing allegedly included scouting Tennessee, Clemson, Alabama, and Oregon. Now, a lot of people were asking the questions like, what if they were exchanging information with other teams? You got people out there talking about how South Carolina beat the brakes off of Tennessee last year. Oh, it's because they were scouting Tennessee. They needed Tennessee to lose. So they had their scouts go out there and scout it and give the information to the Gamecocks.
That makes sense.
Oh.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, listen, conspiracy theories make sense to all the conspirators. They make sense to all the people out there trying to figure this thing out.
John, I love conspiracy theories, and that one doesn't make sense to me.
Well, there's a bunch of them out there, and people are just going ham. And then you have on the other side, you have people who are going down the rabbit hole with their own teams, people wanting Jim Harbaugh fired immediately, left out of the college football playoff, and then you have people like Deion Sanders. Man, it helps to know, like, you got a curveball coming. Yes, it helps. You still got to hit the damn thing. And football's so physical, you might know what's coming, but if you can't stop them, you can't stop them. But the thing is you can usually stop somebody if you have the more physical and bigger and better athletes, and that's something that Michigan does have.
John, did you hear what Matt Rule said about it yesterday?
Actually, no, I did not. But I do know that somebody seconded Matt Rule and agreed with him big because it was trending. And no, I have no idea what Matt Rule said yesterday. Who pays attention to Nebraska?
I guess Nebraska fans do.
So a bunch of people in a cornfield.
I just spelled Matt Rule's name wrong on Twitter, just for anybody who's keeping tabs.
Do they keep tabs on you misspelling things in Twitter?
They should. I do it all the time. Here we go. Can I find a good one?
What are you trying to find? Play it for me.
No, that's not it. I'll find it, John.
Well, Matt Rule obviously said something extremely interesting.
I thought so, at least.
Well,
I feel like I'm building it up. Here we go. John, this is Matt Rule on the sign stealing scandal at Michigan.
It happens every game. There's nothing wrong with teams over there looking over trying to steal our signs. There's nothing wrong with us trying to look at their signs. That's why you should have mics in the helmets, right? Like all these coaches that vote against it every year is because they don't want to teach their quarterback. In the NFL, each quarterback goes out there with 3 play calls because if I see the free safety's foot like that, it might be one high. I'm going to check to this play. But you get to college and you're watching a game on a Tuesday night, and they got the signal and they're just calling a play. So that's what makes college football, to me. That's why they score maybe more points, but it's also why the kids are less prepared. So that's why there should be 100% should be. We could get rid of all the stupid signs on the sidelines, and we could get pictures of rock stars and all that stuff, and we could just play football the way it was meant to be. You go to a high school game, there's technology on the sideline. You go to an NFL game, there's technology on the sideline. You go to the college, there's nothing.
When you played Michigan, did you have any suspicions that there was more than the usual amount of knowledge on their side?
No one from the Big Ten or NCAA has asked me anything yet, so I'm not going to.
Interesting.
I gotta say that it was very interesting, and it does make a hell of a lot of sense. Like, why we gotta have 3 dudes holding up, cardboards? One of the Kardashian, one of Britney Spears, and then one of them is like Charlie Manson. What do they all have in common? They're all crazy. But I don't know how to call it play. And sign stealing there's nothing wrong with that, except for this is just so elaborate. Like, Jim Harbaugh did go out there and hire a dude who has no football experience. Now, he hired the wrong guy because the guy used his own email and his own name. Come on now. Alias is Mr. Military whatever. Marine intelligence officer. But, we're going to change gears because it's time to get into a little bit of football. I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering about this whole Michigan scandal, how it's going to play out. What are they going to do? Because right now, if you look at them, I feel like Michigan, even though their schedule is weak, if you just look at them, they might be the most talented team in the country. They got a bunch of NFL dudes all over the damn field. But we'll talk about that and much more. But it's time to switch gears because now we got to talk NFL football with Russell Copeland. We got Hardenwood because it feels so good. And then we got to do a couple NBA bets to close out the show. But I do want to remind you, if you want to look good, it's simple, man. Just go down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Do you like boots? Do you like work boots, dress boots, cowboy boots? Well, that's the only place to go. It's the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. They have everything. Head on down there. Get your children some boots. Get your girls some boots. Get you some boots. Get your family some boots. Plus, not only do you get boots, they can dress you from head to toe. They got all your jeans, all your fall fashions, hats. They got it all at Frontier Western Store. Again, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Let's just say you can't make it down to Olive Branch. Don't freak out, bro. Just go to frontierwesternstore.com and shop online. They ship their order out within 24 hours. The order is shipped absolutely free if it's $75 or more. Bing, bang, boom. Get your gear and get it at Frontier Western Store. Russell Copeland, he's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswangerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Hey, Mid-South, you looking for a new ride that'll save you some big bucks? We got it at Gossett Kia on the Pike. A new ride that boosts 41 mpg highway and 2023 Kia Forte LXS. $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. How about 2023 Nero EV Wind SUV? 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. Get up to 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. Plus a free charger with your EV purchase. All 36-month leases and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE $678, $6055, MSRP $21,610, Nero P5017859, MSRP $41,090, EV6 P5017859, MSRP $49,687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show, right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM, your Mid-South sports station.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus, Johnny Hill. Man, we talked with Dustin Starr a little bit earlier, but now it's time to get back to some football. Yeah, the Grizzlies open up their season tonight. Got a little Pelicans, little Grizzlies action. NBA opened up last night. Lakers got dominated by the Denver Nuggets. Warriors fell apart and started turning the ball over in the fourth quarter and lost to the Suns. But, man, Memphis is back at it tonight. But, man, right now everybody's heart, at least their minds and their bodies, it's all with football, man. I know I'm all up in the football business. I'm all up in me some football, college, pro. It's just that time of the year, and we are going to talk with one of the best. He was a great college football player right here at the University of Memphis. Hell of a football player in the National Football League. Played with the Bills, played in the Super Bowl, Packers, Eagles, and more. He's Russell Copeland. What's up, Cope? How are you doing today?
Well, Johnny, how are you?
Man, I can't complain. I really can't. I got football on almost every single night. Playoff baseball's going on. NBA's gearing up. It's a great busy time of the year. But I will say 7 weeks are in the books, Cope. And I feel like I know less about who the real good teams are in the National Football League this week than I did just 3 weeks ago. I was all up on the Eagles' business. They looked really good against the Dolphins. I dug into the Dolphins and realized the Dolphins have beaten a bunch of teams with losing records. They have not beat a team this year with a losing records. The teams with winning records, they've lost both those games to the Bills and the Eagles by 14 or more points. What do we know right now for sure after 7 weeks of football?
I think the parity is at an all-time high. And you know, when I look at the AFC and probably just even with the National Football League on both conferences, I think I take the Chiefs are head and shoulders above everyone else. I think when you look at Patrick Mahomes has never played a playoff game away from Arrowhead Stadium. It looks like he'll still have home field advantage throughout. I think you have a lot of solid teams, good teams. But the thing about it is I think they are beatable at any time. I think they can beat teams, they can make a playoff run, and also they can be beaten by anyone. So that's where I look at the parity, especially when you look at teams like you talked about the Dolphins. They're very explosive. Their defense runs around. But when they played against a team on the road that had went to the Super Bowl last year, you could see the difference. They were able to stop the explosive plays, and Jalen Hurts had a bounce-back game. So when I look at teams like that, I'm saying, well, they can be beaten by anyone. You look at the Buffalo Bills. What Buffalo Bills football team is going to show up? When you look at the Ravens are getting hot, but they've lost a couple of games. So that's what I take out of it. You look at the Lions. The Lions were looking very hot. They went in last week and played against the Baltimore Ravens. They were totally dominated. So that's why I say you got a group of teams that can beat teams and make a run, but they can also be beaten by anyone else, except for, I think, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're head and shoulders above everyone else.
How is Kansas City's defense this year playing so well? Everything, I mean, I know Chris Jones is a bad man, but, enough is not being said about how this Kansas City defense is playing. I think they've just been lights out all year, and you got to give Spags credit. I mean, he's just that defensive coordinator who is always dialing up, it feels like, the right pressure at the right time.
I think their defense is constantly improving, and to me, I think it's the biggest difference. I think when you look over the past couple of years, you see them being able to play in spots. And when you look in the playoffs, they played better as the season went on. But I think now you're seeing them play from the beginning of the season to right where we are now going into the second quarter, pretty much the end of the second quarter. And if their defense can continue to play complementary football, get the turnovers, get the big third down stops, Kansas City, man, is looking like they may be the first team in a very, very long time to win Super Bowls back-to-back years.
And the youngster Trent McDuffie, by the way, on that defense, I know he was a first-round pick and everything, and I kind of take cornerbacks coming out of college. Takes a little bit of time for them to get playing. But, Washington guy, wasn't really – man, my man is out there covering up everything. Like, dude, he's sick.
He reminds me a lot of how Sauce Gardner was able to come in last year. I mean, he's able to play. He's not getting beat deep. But if you just look at from a technician, from a technical standpoint, his mechanics are very good. He's able to get those turnovers. And, whenever you got a young player that's drafted high and they can come in and play, especially on the defensive side, and be able to be a big part, especially when you look at a passing game as far as a cornerback, because they're going to have their curves, being able to adjust to the pass interference, being able to adjust to the speed of the game, how good the quarterbacks are as far as the time. And he's done a tremendous job, and he's a big asset to how this team is playing defensively.
Now, speaking, because we're kind of sticking in with a little bit of defense right now, Russell Copeland, who's gone against many corners in his life, I look around at the Ravens right now. They're tearing it up when it comes to points allowed per game. You look at the Eagles, they're shutting down the runs. You look at the Browns, they're just dominant on almost everything, especially sacking the quarterback. When you look around, because we talked about the Cowboys earlier, we talked about the 49ers the beginning year. These are the best defenses. Who right now, after 7 weeks, do you think is, two or three of the top defenses in the league?
Well, you talked about the Browns. I think the Browns are right there. The Ravens, and also the San Francisco 49ers. I think when you look at them, they lost on Monday night against the Vikings, but the Niners are a team that's really, really complimentary, and they need to be able to play good offense and complement their defense. But those three stick out to me, the Browns, the Ravens, and the Niners, but also two teams that stick out because you don't really see their offense, Johnny. Their offense is struggle at times, but they got a really good defense, the Falcons and the Saints.
Yep.
And we just talked about the Chiefs, the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. All of those together, I think they have defenses that can be championship caliber. And the Cowboys, man, when you look at the Cowboys, if they can solidify that defensive front and be able to consistently stop the run, they are one of the best as far as rushing the passer. But the Browns got a really good defense. They're able to stop the run. They're able to rush the passer. So those two teams right there really stick out. And also the Steelers. That's a black and blue division. You got the Browns, you got the Ravens, you got the Steelers, and also the Bengals are right there. But that group of teams there is what really sticks out. And you don't really talk about the Falcons and the Saints. I'll say that again, because you look at them offensively, and they're not just right there at the top of their conference, but they get after the passer, and they play very well.
Yeah, they really, really do. And, speaking of switching gears a little bit, but, the Rams defense ain't as bad as a lot of people probably think. They're actually playing pretty damn good football. When you think of the Rams, though, you think of Sean McVay, you think of Matt Stafford, you think Cooper Kupp. Dude, Puka Nacua, where did this kid come from? How come he is he is always open. He makes all the plays. He taps his toes. Like, how did this guy, he's turned, I think, the league on its head.
I think he reminds me a lot of Cooper Kupp, how Cooper Kupp was able to come in, it's a third-round pick. I think when you look at Sean McVay and you look at that offense, it's wide receiver friendly. But the thing is that you have to have a really high football IQ. And when you're playing the wide receiver position, a lot of times when you have rookies, you'll put them at the X position. And that's the position of the tight end, and you're on the line of scrimmage because you want to simplify things. And when you look at the Z position is a position that usually do a lot of motions. They go back and forth. They have to understand more blocking schemes because they're going to be on the side of the tight end. But he plays it all. So his football IQ is very high. He's able to play in the backfield. He's able to play in the slot. He's able to play outside. And he's a big receiver. He catches the football well. His mechanics are really, really good. He's able to get his feet in, as you mentioned. Slip through the cracks a little bit, but that's what's just really good about the National Football League. When you get your opportunities and you get a chance to play, you have to make the best out of it. And Cooper Kupp went down, and he was able to fill in as a young player to be able to play in those positions where you see Cooper Kupp, and I mean playing in the back.
Oh, I lost Cope for just a second. Try to reestablish with Copeland. Man, Puka Nacua has been out of control. The thing for me is just freaking me out. Even with Cooper Kupp coming back, he's still leading the team. He's still going out there and doing his business. Think about this. Through 7 games, he's got 752 yards. That's right. He averages over 107 yards a game. My man has already caught 58 balls. Only got 2 tutties, but heck of a year. Back to Russell Copeland, our wide receiver. You know him from Memphis and also for the Buffalo Bills. What up, Cope? Sorry I lost you for a second.
Yeah, what I was saying about Kua is that he has a high football IQ, and usually, when you look at rookie wide receivers, you put them at the X position, and that's a position that's opposite of the tight end. It's always on the line of scrimmage. So the details that he has to learn is easier than when you're playing the Z position. The Z position usually runs a lot of motion there on the side of the tight end, so they have to learn different blocking schemes. He was able to step in where Cooper Kupp was and play in the backfield, play the X position, play the Y position, play the Z position. And to be able to know all those, that means he has to know different personnel, different assignments. So that's why when you look at it, he stepped in where Cooper Kupp is, and it's a wide receiver-friendly offense, but you have to go through the learning curve. And he learned that learning curve, and he's big, man. After the catch, he catches the football well. He runs really great routes. For him to be so big, he has good transition in and out. And that's what I love about the National Football League, because when you get your opportunity to play and get on the field, you have to make the best of the opportunities, and he's made the best of it, man. And this reminds you a lot of Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp came on the scene, and he wasn't a top wide receiver coming out. So, kudos to this young man.
Man, you got to give kudos. If we're going to talk wide receivers, we got to talk about the Dolphins wide receivers and, of course, Tyreek Hill, who's just a machine. My man's tearing it up. Waddle, Mostert out of the backfield, A-Chain. They got speed galore. I talked about the Dolphins a little bit earlier. Who are the real Dolphins? We've seen them get smoked by 2 of the teams that actually have winning records. I don't know if the Chargers are any good. I really don't. They're not. I mean, they look good on paper. They just don't win football games. I don't know if it has to do with their coaching. I know the Carolina Panthers are not any good. They beat up a lot of bad teams like the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Giants. Are the Dolphins and Mike McDaniel's team, are they one of the elite teams, or is this one of those teams that they just feast on bad competition?
Well, early on, I think you can say that they feasted on bad competitions, much like you can look at the Dallas Cowboys and say, hey, they feasted the same way. But in the end, I just still think there's a bunch of teams that are right there together. They're in a log jam, and especially when you look at the AFC, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are head and shoulders above, but the Dolphins are winning that division, but they lost to the Bills. But when you look at the Bills were one of the teams to be favored perhaps to go to the Super Bowl or definitely play in the AFC Championship, but they've lost to lesser opponents in their division. They lost to the Patriots, and they lost to the Jets. So right now, the Dolphins in that division, anyone can win that division, but the Buffalo Bills switching lanes, they're going to have to find out how to be consistent. They're going to have to stop turning the football over if they're going to win that division. But the Dolphins, I think explosiveness has forced them. They're kind of like, to me, like a boxer. Either they get the knockout or they lose with points.
Kind of like Tyson at the end of his career.
Yeah, like with the Dolphins, Johnny, if they're not getting those big chunk plays, those big explosive plays, and you have to get them to go to on a 10-play drive, 11-play drive, 12-play drive, then I think that's when they're unstoppable. But when you can stop them from hitting the big plays in the running game, and that's what the Philadelphia Eagles did. And I talked about the Eagles last week. I thought if they could put pressure on Tua and they can be able to cover on the back end and not give up explosive plays, they'll have an opportunity to win. But I was shocked. I thought the Dolphins would go there, and I thought they would play better, and I thought they could come up with the upset.
We don't talk about offensive lines nearly enough, I believe. We always talk about the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the running backs. Heck, we talk defense all the time. But if you watch just, Monday Night Football, the Vikings, the reason I feel like they won that game, Kirk Cousins did not get sacked one time. That offensive line kept Nick Bosa and company and Werner and all of them at bay. You watch the Dolphins game against the Eagles. They had 2 offensive linemen out to start that game. You saw how much pressure Tua was on. Then they lost a 3rd offensive lineman. They had a patchwork offensive line. And, man, Hassan Reddick was all up in the backfield destroying the run. Jalen Carter was doing his thing. Like, the offensive lines in the National Football League, they just don't get the love they deserve, obviously. But when healthy, who has the best offensive line?
Well, just to add on to that, we get consumed with points. And once we get consumed with points, we don't really realize the dirty work that goes into up front to make everything come together. But to me, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. If you look at that Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, they've definitely got to be up there towards the top. When you look at how they're able to run football with Hurts, with the multitude of running backs they have, to be able to give Hurts time to throw the football down the field to Goddard, to throw down the football to A.J. Brown. They got a really good offensive line. And then you look at the quarterback sneak that they do.
It's impossible to stop.
You just can't stop that. And when you look at Jason Kelsey, I mean, you know, we talk about Travis. Travis catches a lot of balls, and we talked last week, you know, he's dating a billionaire. But Jason Kelsey, man, he's really, really good, and he does an outstanding job of moving in space. He anchors that offensive line. So to me, the Philadelphia Eagles, if not the best offensive line, they're right there near the top.
Man, I'm with you, and I just look at this Eagles team, and I just keep thinking to myself how complete they are. I mean, they're wide receivers. I mean, you got A.J. Brown out of Ole Miss, Devonta Smith out of Alabama. Like, you got some ballers. Swift can run. Gainwell out of Memphis can run. Hurts. Like, let's just be real. I never thought he was going to be this NFL quarterback, especially after Tua took his job in Alabama. He improved when he was in Oklahoma. The work this guy has put in, it is ridiculous. He makes the plays with his legs. He makes the plays with his feet. He makes plays with his mind. They got the unstoppable play. I really like this Eagles team. They got talent all over the defensive side of the ball. Absolutely, just like you can't say enough about them. But for some reason, I don't feel like they're as good as they were last year. Is that a weird thing to say?
I think when you look at defensively, they've had some injuries. And I think from an offensive standpoint, when you change your offensive coordinators, you know, teams get used to you. And they're not quite dominating as far as like having, you know, 200 and some yards rushing the football, having 350 yards passing in those games. But look at their record. They're 6-1. So when you look at them being 6-1, they're still able to win the games that they're supposed to win, because I think that was a big game for me to see how the Eagles played, because, you know, you're not getting excited about the Eagles really beating the Washington Commanders. You know, you're not getting excited about them beating the Giants, even though it's in their division. But you wanted to see the Eagles, a team that you just mentioned, that you didn't think they were good as they were last year. On the big stage, they played against the explosive Miami Dolphins. And to be honest, they dominated that game. So I think they're just as good as they were last year, but they may not be quite as splashy, or they may not be that surprise, but they're finding ways to win football games. And, you know, that's what it's all about. And just to flip that, when you look at the San Francisco 49ers just a week before, it seemed like they were that dominant team. It seemed like that they could play. You know, and you almost could put them in the NFC Championship, really. You know, they looked like they were just that dominant. But I think what you find out early in the season, Johnny, is that when you lose players, when you lose key players, you're going to have that lull. And talking about the 49ers, I think losing Deebo Samuels, I think that was big. Not having Christian McCaffrey at 100%, that was big. And I think it takes a lot out of the continuity, and it put a lot of pressure on your defense, because Deebo Samuels is able to make a lot of big plays. He's able to get the matchups that you wanted, and I think that's a difference. But I still think San Francisco is going to be right there toward the end when it comes playoff time.
Your Buffalo Bills play tomorrow night. They are at home against the Buccaneers, and we talked about Josh Allen. Man, he's just been turning the ball over way too much. I don't know what the issue is, to be honest with you. I mean, he looks like a miracle worker on some drives, and then other drives you just wonder who the hell he's throwing the football to. What do you think it is? I mean, he's already got 7 interceptions this year and a few fumbles.
93 turnovers since 2018, and that definitely leads all quarterbacks by far. I think you have to live and die with Josh Allen, and he has the factor that I call the Brett Favre factor. But he's a guy that's going to turn the football over, and that's just what it is. Now, why is he turning the football over? I think because he is utilized and he's used so much in that offense. He runs the football a lot. He makes a lot of broken plays by on the scramble, throwing the football up the field for big plays. And the percentage of him running the football, because you don't have that running game that you need, it's a lot of pressure on him. So he's having the football in his hand a lot of time, having to make big plays. And unfortunately, he's having turnovers. They're going to have to figure out how to take the load kind of off of him so much as far as running the football with the decision-making. But honestly, Johnny, in year 4, this is kind of who he is. And I think, unfortunately, you got to live and die with it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You live a lot because he will win you some damn football games.
Mhm.
But, man, when he
Mhm.
hurts you, it's just sometimes it's a little painful to watch. But
It is.
that's part of it. I mean,
It
the
is.
fact that they lost to the Patriots this week, I honestly, if you would have told me that before the game, I would have said that you have never watched football before. This Patriots team is terrible.
Hey, and Bubba Dubs were trash.
It's straight trash.
Yeah, and honestly, Johnny, I didn't see that happening. But of course, when I looked at the Patriots and I looked at some teams that have won a couple of games, that they're gonna win a game sooner or later. You don't see too many teams going 2-15. They used to win 4 games, 5 games here and there. But I didn't see that one coming. But Bill Belichick always plays the Buffalo Bills great. He knows the game plan to put in. And I just remember last year when you had that cold game, you had that snow game, and he ran the football pretty much the whole entire game. But you can't turn the football over against teams that have a really good defense. And they're going to have to fix it. They're going to have to limit some things, limit some throws. But at the end of the day, Johnny, Josh Allen, his decision-making has to get better. And I say it again, Brett Favre is a Hall of Famer. But you lived and died with Brett Favre. There are some plays that'll wow you.
Great
and there's some
analogy.
plays like Josh Allen, and you're going to say, Brett, who are you throwing the football to? I mean, he drove Mike Holmgren crazy. And I think the same thing is when you look at that big arm and you look at Josh Allen, it just reminds me a lot. He's going to take some chances. He's going to fit some balls in there. You're going to like, wow, did you see that throw? There's going to be other times that he's going to throw the football. You're like, come on, there's no way that you should have thrown that football at this juncture in the game. So I just think as fans, you're going to have to live and die with it.
Last but not least, man, Texas and the Panthers play this weekend. A lot of people are like, man, what are you talking about the Panthers for? They're 0-6. Well, the number 1 pick went to the Panthers, and Bryce Young, number 2 pick, went to the Texans and C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud has looked like that dude. 9 touchdowns, only 1 interception. The Texans are 3-3 on the season. Panthers 0-6. Bryce Young looks small. He's been injured. That offensive line, we talked about offensive lines. That offensive line is terrible. But we've also heard some murmurs about Frank Reich not getting his guy. Like, basically it was the owner's decision, and he wanted to go with Bryce Young, yada, yada. You kind of hearing a little bit of Frank Reich not getting who he wants. After this weekend, is Frank Reich going to regret having Bryce Young even more? Is C.J. Stroud going to go to Charlotte and beat up on the Panthers?
I think the Texans will win the football game, and honestly, they're playing the way I thought they would play as rookies when you talk about C.J. Stroud. I thought he would have a good defense. And I thought that he would protect the football. I thought Bryce Young would struggle some because of his size and because of how depleted they were offensively. And it's happening that way. I don't think Frank Reich is going to really regret it. I just think this is going to be a learning curve. There at Carolina, I think he will get better, but he can't do anything about his size. Can't do anything about that, but they're going to have to be able to solidify that offensive line and be able to give him more weapons. And I think he'll be able to do that. But, we can't just, shut the door on him yet, because you have to look at where Tua Tagovailoa was. Tua Tagovailoa, he had to progress. You look at Jalen Hurts, he had to progress. And when you look at Alabama quarterbacks, it takes them a long time, for whatever reason it is, but you haven't really seen Alabama quarterback be able to have the type of success that they have in college at Alabama and coming to the National Football League. Now you see Jalen Hurts and you see Tua Tagovailoa, but both of those quarterbacks struggled as well. But to answer the question, I think C.J. Stroud will get the victory, and I think that he will perform better than his counterpart.
Man, Cope, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you coming on and joining us every single Wednesday. By the way, Tigers got a big win last week, getting them bones back from UAB. I know life has to feel a little bit good for you. Hopefully the Bills get back on that winning streak, man. But I just thank you so much. Be blessed. We'll do it again next Wednesday. And if you ever need anything, hit me up, my friend.
Gotcha. See you next week, Johnny.
That is Russell Copeland, a super, super guy. Now, got to tell you a little something. You know what I'm saying? I got to tell you.
Me a little something.
I got to tell you about Tito's. It's Wednesday. There's Grizzlies action. You got a little bit of a Lucas Nelson. Maybe you're going to Minglewood. Or maybe you're just going to sit at home and, I don't know, hang out with the wife. maybe the kids. Sounds like a perfect opportunity. Just any opportunity to get the best is always the right decision. And Tito's is the best vodka in the world. It's crafted and distilled in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It is 6 times distilled in classic copper pots. And that gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with that black pepper note balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. And always remember, if life hands you lemons, because you know life is hard. Did you know that?
Sure did.
Life is hard. But you don't sit there and whine or complain about it. You go out there and you put in that work. That means going to your liquor store and getting the best Tito's handmade vodka. So if life hands you lemons, you don't freak out, you don't fret, you don't stress. You just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just 1 pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
Go where the season takes you, and it'll take you to huge savings at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Be packed with power in 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. 37 MPG combined, $18,755 or $199 a month. Ready for adventure? 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $25,595 or $299 a month. Plus 7 seating and top safety pick 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SUV, $32,185 or $399 a month. And every new Gossett Mitsubishi is equipped with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You want it, we Gossett. Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months, 500 military rebate, loyalty, conquest rebate, 500 G4, RHFO 1918, MSRP 19255, Sport, PU 015-137, MSRP 26595, Outlander RZ 006545, MSRP 33185, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit, dealer stock only.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
Looking for your next car? Give Car Corner a try. Car Corner, located at 2653 Mount Moriah. They specialize in cars under $15,000. Bad credit? No problem at Car Corner. CarCornerMemphis.com. That's CarCornerMemphis.com. They even have cash cars under $7,000. That's Car Corner at 2653 Mount Moriah. CarCornerMemphis.com. Look for the building with the teal green roof.
I've been taking Nutrafol 4.5 years.
My hair was thinning.
I was under a lot of stress.
I like Nutrafol because it's drug-free and the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
My hair feels thicker,
stronger.
Nutrafol has taken me back to the hair I was meant to have.
Join the 1 million people growing at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Paid for by Nutraceutical Wellness, Inc.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Thanks to Russell Copeland, Dustin Starr, and of course Johnny Hill and Brian Dacus. We're about to do a little bit of
you're
hard.
Gonna forget about me.
I would never forget about you guys. You
certainly didn't forget about Johnny.
Well, I wanted to make sure I left the marquee for last.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's how I roll, man. But by the way, we're about to do a little hardwood. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to do a little bit of laughing. We got bets coming up before the show ends. But I want to remind you of this. You need protection. I need protection. Everyone needs protection. It doesn't matter if you're on the field or on the road. Make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson at State Farm can buckle you up with auto insurance, back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. And don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today, 901-381-1233. That's 901-381-1233. Or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson. We're about to go to Hardwood. Before we go, do you want to know something interesting?
I do.
I don't feel like my brain has been working at all today.
Huh.
But I'm still speaking.
Oh, you are? I mean, muscle memory, I guess.
I haven't had an edible in 2 days. In 2 days.
And that makes your brain work?
It does. It relaxes me. It takes away. It makes me I feel like it's my superpower. Again, what do I like to eat in the morning? 2 edibles and a cup of coffee, bruh. It's like how you wake up to your day.
Breakfast of champions.
But the last 2 days.
Or stoners.
Yeah, I mean, champions, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if you know this. Mike Tyson, is he not a champion?
He is.
Does he smoke a lot of pot?
I have no idea.
Dude, he does a hot boxing podcast where he smokes weed while he's doing his show.
News to me,
He also has the largest, or at least he's making more money off his Mike Tyson ear bites. They're edibles. Like they're in Evander Holyfield's ear that have little bites on him.
Interesting.
He has a large cannabis company.
How much of the profit is Evander Holyfield getting from that?
He does get a small percentage.
I'm sure he does. He does. Using his likeness.
I did not look and find out exactly what it was, but when he did the ear bites, Mike's, he teamed up with Evander and gave him a little bit of love. I mean, if you bite somebody's ear off, you kind of got to give him a little bit of love for the rest of the time.
For him.
But
I mean, good Lord, you bit his ear off.
And by the way, speaking of other champions, how many potheads are out there that are really champs?
Well, I mean, probably
Aaron
plenty.
Rodgers has a Super Bowl, doesn't he? This dude doesn't just smoke weed. He eats mushrooms and ayahuasca.
That's right. I'm sure we could get a lot if we went through, previous world champions.
Best potheads to win. Actually, that's something to Google. Tell the Google machine, best pothead champions.
Best pothead champions, John. Here we go. The 25 greatest stoner athletes of all time.
Did you find that?
I did.
Damn, this sounds like a good one. I think we're going to get to that in just a minute. We are going to do a little bit of who's the best pot smoking. By the way, hold on. I know one off the top. The dude with the big ears and the long feet. Who, the swimmer. Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
He won like all kinds of records, and the dude was, remember, I've seen him hit the bong a couple times.
Yeah, John, I'm going to be honest. I'm not. Tim Lincecum on here.
Tim Lincecum with the long hair.
Yeah. Bill Walton.
The dude, you knew he was smoking weed. Walton, champion. 2-time champion, one with Boston and one with Portland.
Here you go, John. I'm not going to bore the listeners with this list, so I'll just give you the top 3. Number 3, Randy Moss. Number 2, Michael Phelps. And number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, man. Dude, Kareem. Not bad, man. I like that little list. But you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time to go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
You know who could use a little bit of edibles, maybe?
You, I guess.
Well, damn straight I could. And by the way, if anybody ever wants to, you can stop by and bring me edibles. You know? I'll meet you if you do that. I'm serious. Where are we at? Flynn Broadcasting. Just come up, say, hey, I need to see John Hart, and I got some edibles for him.
Interesting.
I'll come outside. But Chandler Jones needs some. My man's lost his mind, and I feel so bad for him. Did you watch, by any chance, the arrest video that came out from his September arrest in front of his ex's house?
I did not.
It is not funny by any means. It is sad. Like, at first, you're kind of like, you know, whatever, and then you start watching it, and you're just like, dude, I cannot believe how bad this is. So my man Chandler Jones, you know who Chandler Jones is, right? He's supposed to be a Raider right now.
Mm-hmm.
Played with the Cardinals for all those years. My man's got 112 sacks. Hell of a defensive player. Millionaire. He also lets everybody know that. But he's definitely going through some mental issues. And my man needs a little bit of help, and I hope he gets it. Because when the Las Vegas Police Department had to go out there and get their the former stud, and you look at the body cam footage, it's absolutely crazy. Immediately you see that he's making some crazy requests from his Mercedes parked out front of his exes. He tells them, I want you to grab me and take me out of this car. Please, take me out the car. More like intimidating the police officers.
Right.
I mean, he's a huge human being.
Sure.
And he's like, take me out. And then he goes and starts talking to the officers, and then he gives his phone to one of the officers and then tells the officer to put it in the other officer's pocket. And then he started trying to explain why he was they were like, well, why are you here? There's a temporary protection order. You're not allowed to be here. Why are you here? He said, oh, I'm so sorry about this. The reason why I'm here, though, is I always take out my ex's trash. I was just dropping off the dumpster in the back seat. No problem. No problem here. Dropping off the dumpster in the back seat of your $250,000 Mercedes?
Was there a dumpster back there?
No, there was not. He then goes on to start asking the cops for favors. He asked the cops to please, when they address him, to take their hats off. By the way, I don't know that many cops that wear a bunch of hats. Do you?
No. I don't.
I don't either. But these in Vegas, man, they wearing some caps. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So then he asked one of the cops, when they did get him out of the car, they put the handcuffs on him. He's sitting on the ground. He says, hey, can you do me a favor? Will you scratch my nose? It's itching. And he says it all sweet.
Oh, man, been there before. Not in handcuffs, though.
You've never been in handcuffs?
No. Well, I'm saying I've just had my nose itching. Like, I can't get my hands up there to itch it. And it's miserable.
I love Halloween because, you know, every year I'm a cop, stripper cop, Officer Ed Banger or Officer Dangle or something. And that's the only time I get to actually, like, take, like, some handcuffs with me. It's, like, exhilarating. It's great. I love that. I love Halloween. Chandler Jones is asking to have his nose itched.
Yeah.
Then it goes on even more. So he's sitting there, and the cops are telling him they're sorry, but he violated the temporary protection order, and they're going to have to take him to jail. Okay. So when they're getting him up off the ground after they by the way, the cop did his job. He scratched his nose, by the way. Like, he asked him to scratch his nose. Cop reached down and just kind of scratches his nose. Would you scratch another grown man's nose if he asked you to?
That's a good question, John. I
don't think I'm going to.
I really don't know. I mean, how well do I know this person? Am I just
he's a
meeting
professional
him the first
football
time?
player. You know him, you watch him, you love him.
But I don't know him, like, personally.
Like, I don't know where his nose has been. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I wasn't thinking about that, John. I was just thinking about how kind of awkward it is to, like, just start rubbing on somebody's nose, you know?
Yeah, that would be a little bit weird. Definitely.
I've certainly asked another guy to itch my nose for me, though.
No, that's a little weird, too.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I might, like, ask a woman to scratch my nose.
Well, I mean, Chandler Jones just did it to a cop, so...
Again, but I've also prefaced this story with, we need to get Chandler Jones mental help. He's really, really struggling.
I see.
Well, he gets up, and they're trying to put him in the car, and he starts screaming, look at me, I'm 6'5", I'm a professional athlete, bro. I love how he says bro, too. I love Chandler Jones. I say brah. I like to say the word junt. I don't know many people that use the word junt. I love a good junt. I also like to say, man, don't give me, man, I don't want, man, never mind. But he said.
You hit the mic again,
Did
John.
it again, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking with my hands.
Yeah, it
because I
happens.
was holding a junt to my mouth, but I really don't have a junt. And then I hit the mic.
We know nowadays in Memphis, a junt can be anything. I mean,
Yeah, man.
It's not just what you were alluding to.
Give me that junt.
Exactly.
It could be a lot of things.
Exactly. It could be. It's just a noun, John.
Look at me. I'm 6'5". I'm a professional athlete, bro. I have 112 sacks. I play for the Raiders. The officers didn't really listen to him. They pushed him in the back of the car. So then he gets in the back of the car and says, I'm thirsty. I would like some water. What kind of water do you have at your county jail? Dasani or Aquafina?
Good question.
He said he only drinks bottled water.
But which bottled water? You can't drink Dasani, John. They put salt in it to make you more thirsty.
Well, salt is actually good for you.
Yeah, but
when I was growing up, they gave us salt packs at halftime of our football
Well,
games.
sure. I mean, if you need a boost, salt's good.
Some electrolytes up in you.
Exactly, but just like drinking water, it makes you more thirsty. That's why Dasani puts a bit of salt in their water.
That's pretty smooth, man. I kind of like it. It's kind of genius. Drink more water. We're selling it.
Exactly.
So then he gets there and starts saying, because they haven't left and he's just sitting in the back of the cop car, the way they do for a minute and probably talk and they're transporting or whatever. And he starts screaming, oh my God, I need help. Yes, you need help. I'm glad you're asking for it. But he's screaming, I need help. I need help. He's like, somebody give me the keys. What are you going to drive with your hands?
The keys to what?
Yeah, the keys to the cop car. Your hands are tied behind your back, and I don't know if you know, you're sitting in the back seat, man, and this is not a limousine.
Did he want the keys to the
maybe the handcuffs, maybe the car.
Huh.
And then he said, and then he screams out, I'm not sure you know who I am. I'm a millionaire.
Good argument.
Now you need to come with, hey, I'll drop $50K off if you let me out. After that. You know what I'm saying? And possibly,
So
that's a
bribing,
year
John.
salary, possibly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hey, it's only a bribe if they don't take it.
I see.
If they take it, that's called a transaction. It's a business deal.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, this is the truth. If he doesn't take it, you're like, oh, you tried to bribe me. But when he takes it, it's a transaction, son. And it's good business.
Sure is.
But, man, I feel bad for Chandler Jones. I mean, this dude... Like, how in the hell do you wake up one day and you're so normal, and then the next day you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? You're bat-ish crazy.
Damn.
And I said ish.
You did.
So just make sure you don't dump.
No, my hands are on my mic.
And one other little story I saw. Did you know Andy Reid has come out now and addressed the Taylor Swift situation?
I did not.
He has given his blessing to Tay-Tay and
Wow,
Travis.
John, that's the biggest story of the day.
He said, I don't know if you know this, but Taylor Swift might just be good for Travis Kelce. And she might just be good for the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid said Taylor Swift is the Kansas City Chiefs' luck charm.
Well, John, we talked about it yesterday. He's averaging about 99 yards with her in attendance, about 46.5 yards when she's not there. I mean, you can call it what you want. I call it efficiency.
I can tell you what it is. And 100%, this is the truth. He doesn't play better because she's there, but he does play better because she's there. And it's not like he goes out there and tries a little bit harder. It's because Pat Mahomes knows that Tay-Tay's watching, all the Tay-Tay's people are watching, and he's force-feeding the ball to Travis Kelce, which is always a damn good idea.
Hey, John, we all played high school sports here. We know what happens when that girl we got our eye on comes to a game. I mean, we just got a little more juice in you. I mean, you just want to ball out.
And hopefully less when the game is over. Now,
I teed that one up. I apologize.
How did you have a song? I mean, did you have a story before I have to go to break?
No, John. I think you did enough today.
All right, man. Well, we're coming
did
back.
enough for the best.
We're coming back on the other side because we gotta make some money. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
How long has it been since you heard the term being overstocked? Well, it's happened at Family Leisure. Yep. That means you get the savings, like select patio sets that are up to 50% off. If you need a play gym, you're in luck because they're also overstocked and start at under $2,000. Pool tables and game room items up to $700 off of in-stock items. Saunas, massage chairs, arcades, even theater seating. Special financing is available with free delivery. Family Leisure is extending sale pricing on all in-stock hot tubs and swim spas. And if you need supplies to close up your pool for the winter, Family Leisure has them up to 30% off. It's been a while since you've heard of an overstock sale, but Family Leisure is right in the middle of one. Huge deals and a huge overstocked inventory. That means great savings for you. It's happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Sissy's Log Cabin, you'll find only spectacular natural diamonds that will remain treasured for generations. That promise is now symbolized by the engraved Sissy signature and sapphire, representing our guarantee of extraordinary service, selection, experience, and quality. Stop by any of our stores or visit sissyslogcabin.com and experience the Sissy's promise for yourself. Find a jeweler for a lifetime, only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678-6055, MSRP 21610, Nero P5017859, MSRP 41090, EV6 P5017859, MSRP 49687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG Highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Johnny Hill's in the house. Big Dacus is up in here. By the way, Big Dacus ain't big, by the way. Dude,
I'm
look,
massive, John.
Like, no, man, you wore a child's large yesterday, and it fit you.
I felt scared. No, it did not. John, first off, it did not fit me. I mean, I was like a tank top on me. But, I mean, hey, it fit better than I thought it would.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Tonight, you listen to me. I'm going to make you enough money where you're going to go down to Frontier Western store and get you a whole new wardrobe.
I'm down.
Because there is a lock tonight. There's no such thing as a lock. But there's a damn strong feeling. And I'm telling you right now, y'all want to win some money? Bet on the Pelicans. Yes, I had to say
John,
it.
No.
Yes, I had to say it.
The Grizzlies opening night game?
Well, let's just see. They have Zion, who's healthy because it's game number 1. You got Brandon Ingram. You got C.J. McCollum. All three of them averaged over 20 points when they played the Grizzlies. All three of them are going to be there tonight. Right now, the only scoring option for the Grizzlies that you just feel good about is Desmond Bane, man. No Ja. Steven Adams is out. BC's out. A lot of pieces are missing, and I hate to say this, but X-Man ain't going to be able to stop JB neither. And the Pelicans will out-rebound the Grizzlies tonight by 25 rebounds.
I believe it.
And guess what? They're going to put up a lot of second-chance points. And I just hate to say this. I know the Grizzlies right now, they were 1.5-point favorite when we got here. They're only a 1-point favorite now.
Wow,
so it's trending.
Now, yeah.
Go ahead and take the money line on the Pelicans. It's even money. You're going to win. And if the Grizzlies do win, then you'll be like, well, at least the Grizzlies won. But when the Grizzlies lose, because they're going to lose tonight, you're going to feel so much better that you're sitting like an inch taller on your wallet. So get that game out there. Take the Pelicans on the money line. For Bryant Dacus, I'm John Harden. Get out there. Make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
We all appreciate